Hi guys, Mystique here. Um, I just wanted to do a video today. Just wasn't that. It's not like I had planned this one in my book. It was just after watching a couple of things on YouTube, I felt like I needed to post this, and it was just about how pagan and Wiccan and third 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 degree covens and coven work, and really how everyone's just comparing them all and saying which one's better and or which one you should do. And I believe like you can be a solitary practitioner, you could be a part of a coven, you can be part of a third degree coven, you could be part of some order or the Oriental Temple, Oriental Templars, Order, OTO, whatever that is called. You can be part of any specific thing, but I don't think it's all wrong. I've seen, I think it was Dead Boy that actually said, we all believe the same core thing. We all come from the same basic belief system, and it's only from there that people have taken things and created their own sorts. I mean, Gerald Gardner himself was brought into a pagan, or basically a pagan type of coven, and from there he then penned Wicca, and it was from that coven itself that what's his name? Oh my gosh, Alistair Crowley. He himself also started his own. Oh my gosh, you can't even see what I was saying. Started his own thing, and wow, started his own thing, and with the OTO, and Gerald Gardner also started his own thing, and they just kind of came from these core things and then spread out into their own differences or own interpretations of it. And that's why I think certain things are good for your own interpretation or for whatever it is relevant for you at that time. Because I personally believe that you can, for a couple of years of your life, be a solo practitioner. I mean, sometimes it is good to be a solo practitioner at the beginning. It's you finding your feet, finding out what it is that you actually like, what it is that you want, actually researching for yourself and finding your own direction. And you're not under somebody else's wing. I mean, for somebody else, learning from somebody from the basics all the way up to the top may be the best thing for them and maybe the best thing for you. But what I'm saying is that any which way that you go about it, whether you're by yourself, in a coven, in a third degree coven, or in some order with special symbols and signs that you have to do whenever you're speaking to somebody or doing things, I don't think that there's anything wrong as long as the core beliefs are there. As long as you're actually learning the fundamentals and as long as you're actually learning and you feel valued in your learning. I think a lot of people start off really well and they want to do this and they actually want to go somewhere, and then they just somehow end up going somewhere else, and because it's easier or they've actually been given everything, they don't have to look for anything, they'll just stay in it. They don't keep the spark alive. I mean, your spark that you have when you first start looking, when you first like get the butterfly feeling and get those amazing like, oh, wow, I can't believe I just learnt that, or I didn't know that, and that should be constantly happening. The moment that you read over something and you're just like, meh, or you can flick the page and forget whatever it was that you just read, you need to change something. It may be that you need to change from coven work to being a solo practitioner. You might need to actually kick your own self in the ass and do your own stuff, or not rely on other people to do it for you. Or you might be a solo practitioner that's researched everything that you can do and you've made it as enjoyable and as awesome as you can make it by yourself, and you just need someone else to talk to. And I think if you just always keep looking for that passion and that verve and that oomph that you just want in every part of your life, you should also have it in your spiritual life, so that you don't lead a boring life. I mean, nobody wants to lead a boring life. I mean, how can you say that you are magical but you lead a boring life? It, it doesn't it does not compute in my head. But in saying that, also, when I say boring, I don't mean like constant or consistent. Some people would put constant and consistent on the same level as boring, but I'm not saying that. If you do, then you need to change your constant and consistent. You need to throw it out the window and do something random, whatever it is. Do a random spell. Make up your own spells. Lead a coven. If you've been a coven member your whole life, and well, your whole spiritual life, and all of a sudden it's not doing it for you, but you know you can't do it by yourself, maybe it's time to start your own coven and start your own regulations and orders. But try not to just duplicate whatever coven it is that you've come from. Definitely mark your own stamp on it and do your own thing. I mean, it is something that I would love to do eventually, but I know at this point in time in my life, a solo practitioner is definitely what works for me. I have a crazy schedule with my job, and just everything else in my life is just too crazy for me to have something that I know people would rely on me a lot for. I need my path to be able my path. I need my own Wiccan and my own spirituality to be tended to where I can. I mean, a lot of the times I write stuff like I just write when I'm on the bus, because I bus to work. You know, save the planet and all that other stuff. When no, really, I mean, I'd love to have a car, but hey, I'm on a bus. I like to think I'm saving the planet by doing that. But I'm actually thankful that I'm on the bus, because in that time that I'm sitting on the bus, I'm not having to concentrate on driving or concentrate on some idiot in front of me. I can let the bus driver do that. It's when I actually can spend my time writing stuff into my book. I wouldn't call this my book of shadows, but it basically is like a witch's journal, which is the same equivalent of a book of shadows, but I wouldn't put it on the level of a book of shadows or what most people think of a book of shadows, because this one is it's more like a journal. And in here I will just come up with whatever comes to mind. I've got spells. I write my own spells. I start writing things that I think I should research. I put things that I want to put onto here. It's where I've actually got all my stuff that I want to put onto my online book of shadows, and then what I would like to put in my proper book of shadows. But it's my scribble book, my little doodle, my little diary. And yeah, I think this is what is keeping my life and my path, my spirituality interesting, because anything that just comes along, I mean, I'm gonna carry this in my bag with me all the time. If something pops in my head, write it down. If I want to research something, or if I've seen something, I write it down. If I've had a dream, or if something random happens to me and I just want to think about it more when I actually have the time to process it a little bit better, write about it. Because half the time something will happen, I'll be like, wow, maybe I should look into that. Gone. And then I'm going back to my day-to-day life, and 2 or 3 months later, then think, that's right, I wanted to look that up, or I wanted to research that a little bit more. And I don't, but now because of this, I do. So I think as long as you keep your path interesting, keep your life interesting, your spirituality should be as well. So I don't think the direction that you take it in, whether it's pagan, whether it's Wiccan, whether you want an order, whether you want a teacher, whether you want to search it out yourself, I don't think there's anything wrong with any aspect of that. I think, repeating myself, I think that sometimes You need to grow through each certain stage, and depending on what stage you are in your life, it will just line up with something. If you're feeling alone and stuff, definitely look at getting into a coven just to get out of that space, or work through it on your own, but also have something to bounce off. Maybe you really do just want to be alone, then become a solo practitioner. But definitely think of all the different aspects that there are to paganism and to your spirituality, because there's not just one way and that's it forever. There's not just one path, there's many. It's not just one branch of the tree, there's lots. So I think people just need to stop saying which one is better than the other, basically. Um, which one is better for you? Maybe. But which one is just better, full stop? Not a good sentence. But yeah, I hope that everyone kind of see, well, I hope everyone sees what it is that I'm saying, but also can relate to it. And if not, say so. If you have something that you'd like to add to what I've just said, or if you agree, definitely comment below, or send me a video response if you want, or email me if you can. But yeah, hope you are all having a wonderful day. It's pretty crappy here in New Zealand. It's black skies and it's supposed to be summer. Woot woot. Anyway, peace to you all. Blessed be.